Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Like, if he comes in, then you can actually really force engage. But I'm okay with the way he's doing it because he has added a Stargate. And so when he gets an actual Phoenix, because look, this is not a real Phoenix. I know it looks like a real Phoenix, but that's actually...
How can you tell, Artosis? How are you so
basically
good?
a ghost Phoenix. Listen, I've just played the game a lot, and I'm really, really good. And most people watching at home don't know this, but that's not real.
Most people can't tell that it's slightly darker than what the normal Phoenix looks like, and that's how I normally tell.
Yeah. It has different decals on the side. Most people don't really... No, most people don't even know that, Tasteless. Isn't that weird? But look, when he gets a Phoenix, this drop stuff ends. See that?
Okay, now he picks up.
Nice.
Can he actually buy enough time?
Look at this tricky move. He's like, I want to pick that up. I want to pick that up. But another one comes in.
Nicely done. Okay, so he's going to take out the Disruptor.
Only Zest would deal with something like this so well.
Yeah, it was super smart to actually use the Phoenix to hold the Disruptor over there. And now he's actually managed to chase us back. In fact, I think he's going to actually get... Is he going to get that?
No.
Where's the other Phoenix? It didn't come down? Okay, wow, nice save there.
Chased. Yeah, that's like very little health left on there. Blink is done for Trust, so he's still got like very good tech going on. Whereas Zest just now, because he did have to spend so much money getting Phoenixes out, just now getting his... means, like, we look at this situation with the third base on the way as well as Glaives, Zest has to make some hard choices. Like, is he going to do some sort of, like, vicious attack? Or is he going to go directly into Disruptors? Because I don't think he'll hold on against an Adept Stalker attack after that bait's finish.
I don't know, man. We're going to have to see. So far, Zest is keeping a very careful eye on his opponent over on the right side of the map. I got to say, I think Trust is not really in terrible shape here. We see that third Nexus about to finish up here for Zest. The Templar Archives is going to be finishing at about the same time right now. But yeah, this is going into the late game PvP already.
Yeah, it does look that way, and we'll see if they can both last so long. A couple of overcharges do take out a Phoenix, so definitely worth it right there. Templar Archives on both sides, both of them trying to get some Archons out, and I do like the fact that Zest is going for Glaives. It's going to give him a much better fighting chance. If he gets Blink right now, it just takes like 100 years or so.
Well, I mean, there's moments where you definitely have to decide what tech you're going to go for, because it's not always as simple as just trying to slowly build up to everything. There's going to be points in time where different army compositions and upgrades are going to be more advantageous depending on how many bases they have, how many production facilities they have.
You know, I feel like we should see Trust try to get something done here. Like, he has the Blink upgrade. He hasn't really been pushing out. And if you can kind of get the initiative and utilize some force fields, especially against someone without Blink, there's a lot of ways that you can, like, snipe a third Nexus, or possibly, you know, because Zest is spread so far without Blink, you know, do some harassment into the main.
Okay, he's coming over here right now, up from the south. That War Prism's still there, Artosis. That's going to be the MVP of this game.
I know, right? Either that, he's going to pick up like 2 Archons in it, and the Phoenix is killing. Like, no! I wish I had died at the beginning.
Okay, he's very close now. Good position here by Zest. Very bunched up. It's going to be hard to actually push through there.
Zest he has a really surprising amount of supply, I have to say. Zest does, like, for how this game actually started out here. That is a lot of Immortals as well, and they do pretty well against Archons, to be sure.
He's going to try to come up here now. The angling actually better for Trust here. That ramp does act as a bit of a funnel. It's going to be very difficult to actually push into the third for Trust, but it's also going to be, I think, pretty accessible to push into the natural if most of the key units are over on that side.
Yeah, good time warp there does help out Zest a little bit, but these force fields, absolutely fantastic, really favoring Trust right there. Some great lifts on those Immortals, but still, this is a very scary army from Trust.
Okay, he's coming in now. He is going to be able to shade in from right on top of where these Immortals are. I gotta say, I think Trust is going to win this game, Artosis. That's that. Nicely done.
Yeah, this all really comes down to the fact that Trust kind of smartly went into the fast Warp Prism with the Disruptor. And the thing is, that didn't really do that much damage. Instead, what it did was forced Zest's hand into Phoenix's, which were completely useless against the heavy gateway play, because he went right into Twilight after that, got his blink upgrade, went right into Glaives, got a quicker third, and just was able to hit that timing where he rolls over Zest.
Yeah, even though the play early on by Zest for picking up that Disruptor and hitting the Warp Prism, you're completely right. There's no equity in those Phoenixes later on. They're not going to help you anyway. And actually, to top it off, they didn't even really get that Warp Prism. They didn't even have to make a second Warp Prism back there. So, I mean, if you're going to lose one Disruptor to completely end up with a rearranged tech for your opponent that's going to behoove you, I would say kudos to you.
Yeah, and I mean, he got a few probes and stuff like that, but like, just the fact that he slowed down the Twilight that much, like, what a nice move from Trust. I haven't really seen anyone execute a play like that. And while, like, at the first level, it does look like the Phoenixes are nice because they so hard counter that draw.
Right.
As you said, those don't really provide you equity in that game because Trust isn't staying on Disruptors. If you stay on Disruptor, sure, you can pick them up, but overall, he's just able to overwhelm with Gateways. So, very well done by Trust. The student beating the master there.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive game. You know, he definitely... oh, hold on a second. We're actually going right into this new map, guys. We're in Newkirk Precinct. All right, guys, let's get ready. This is game number 2. In the bottom right, in the red, he needs to win this game and the next. He is Zest. And his opponent in the lead, in the blue, he is Trust.
You know, Tasteless, if you squint at this mini-map and at the map name, it almost looks like New Gettysburg.
Oh my God.
Which has this amazing bridge.
This is one of these magic eyes. That's my favorite. That's my favorite bridge. Listen, I'm done with that map. I've already figured out for all commentators how to describe that map in the first 2.5 minutes, so. On a casting level, it's been solved, guys.
The meta doesn't evolve anymore in that map for casting.
Okay, let's see how they play this time around. Trust did a very good job kind of steering Zest into, you know, a unit composition that just wasn't going to be beneficial. I don't know if we're going to see any aggression here. I feel like with the meta this fresh, the adjustments that have been made, and for how much is on the line, we should see, especially in best of threes, a little bit more conservative play.
Yeah, you would think so, and I feel like that's what Zest was kind of going for, but, you know, we used to talk about this a lot in Heart. How the player that is just a little bit worse than the top player in PvP almost has the advantage, because the top player is like, I want to play safe and kill you, but by playing safe, that inherently is unsafe, because a little risk pays off hugely.
Did you say that by playing safe, that inherently somehow is unsafe?
That is correct. I will defend that to the death.
Guys,
put me
someone
in an
put
arena,
that on his tombstone.
Put me in an arena with a trident and a net, and I will fight anyone over my statement.
After you've slayed all the nerds in the gladiator arena with your net and trident by mostly turtling for 45 minutes,
that's how you play
say
net
that
and trident.
To the Emperor as you shout, just like in the movie Gladiator.
You tire them out with net and trident. You just keep putting the net on them and keeping them back with the trident, okay? You don't have to move that much. It's a smart turtling strategy. That's why it would be, those are my gladiator weapons. But seriously, like, the fact that Zest is trying to play safe because he knows he's better allows Trust to take, like, one little risk, and then it's like, oh, look at that. You don't have anything to counter this right now, and I can just kind of get a win off of this move.
It is true. You know, if you are going to try to play
apology
a solid,
accepted.
That's right. I'm the final caster gladiator that you had to slay. I only fought with the giant two-handed hammer, though, so I didn't quite have the right weaponry. But
you had a mask over your face for some reason. That guy always has
it. It actually really obscured my vision. It was not a good gladiator weapon. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be taking a solid route early on, you are open to some damage. But if you survive that initial offense that may or may not happen, then you're going to be in good shape later on.
Wow, 5 probes going down. Nice harassment right there from Trust.
Yeah, very impressive.
All right, sorry, from Zest.
Right, yeah.
Completely the opposite. I'm like, what? Is he about to get 2-0? That can't be. And he scouts that Oracle is on the way, so probably won't end up doing too much.
But really effective getting in there. That's not normal to lose that many probes early on.
Yeah.
pretty much ever is
No, yeah.
acceptable at this level of play.
Super unacceptable.
So really good job there by Zest. Zest now backing up. Wants to make sure he doesn't overextend so he can recoup and possibly come in with even more damage later on.
Yeah, he's playing it very defensively right now, as he really should, getting right up into the Robo, and I'm sure he'll add a Twilight soon. But for Trust, because he's going for Oracle,
ooh! Well,
Good
he actually
try.
still is he going to be able to get the second sentry? I think he wants to try to not lose any more units. This one should be cornered up here. Okay, he does get out, but that was a nice play. I like the force field there, but you know, sentries are just not that fast. It's very tough if they get out of position to actually escape.
Well, he ends up getting both the sentries, and actually a few probes as well. This Oracle doing a good job considering it was already scouted.
Yeah. So definitely balancing out some of that damage that was received early on. As long as this Oracle can get out in one piece, and it looks like it does, that can be used to counterattack later or continue to keep tabs on the opposing army, which is actually very important in PvP. You have to have your angling right, have the spellcasters in the right location, the archons in the right location. You have to know where your disruptors can go in to be safe. So that'll be handy for later on. Oh, and we just had a War Prism head over here.
Zest going out with the War Prism, but 2 Oracles hitting this natural, flying through a bunch of Stalkers, so they don't really get that much, and he loses one.
Kind of gutsy play there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this War Prism is going to go towards the main here where the Mothership Core is positioned.
Yeah, and maybe he can get a few more probes. Looking at the actual probe counts, Zest has just a slight lead there so far.
Okay, he's coming in now, doing some damage. Meanwhile, Adept's coming in over here towards the expansion of Zest.
And look at this. He continually is killing off all of the sentries.
He is so sick tactically with these Adepts and Oracles. That's really impressive. He's really gimping the whole tech here for his opponent.
Look at that. 10 probes, 4 sentries.
Wow.
Both of them actually dealing a lot of damage to each other so far, but the only scouting that Zest is actually getting is through this Warp Prism harassment. That part of the reason you get the sentries early is so that you can use hallucinated scouts to see what's going on, but if he just doesn't have the intel, it's quite hard to play against a Protoss.
It's interesting how much these guys have come out swinging at each other so early on, and it looks like it's not stopping. He's coming here now to note he went for the probes and initially not the sentries there.
And he saved them for so long. Then he hit one on some sentries and an Immortal. Then he sent another one in that forced half of Zest's armies back. And then he just had the superior position. The Phoenixes were too late from Zest, and Trust just outplayed him there.
It was very impressive by him back there, especially with one player on the gold base for that long. All you have to do is get into position and defend and buy time, but the way the Trust got in there was so effective, and you're totally right. He was so patient using those disruptors, not overextending at all. He got in there, he managed to get up onto the high ground, and then the real disruptors managed to get in and connect, and that was it. 2-1 victory.
Pretty crazy stuff to see the kind of the student, the mini Zest become the real Zest, and Zest become the mini Trust.
That's right. Guys, we're going to go to a short break. When we come back, more StarCraft 2 games here at the Intel Extreme Masters in Gyeonggi.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters in Gyeonggi.